Well, hi guys. Firstly, there's a big thank you to somebody called Dave Ackerman. Now, Dave Ackerman is responsible for doing something very silly, which is taking one of our Raspberry Pis, sticking it in a box and trying to send it into space. I think I'll come on to the reasons why, but I just want to tell you some other things, is that the whole of this presentation today is being done on a Raspberry Pi. Everything you see was created on a Raspberry Pi, and for $35 this presentation is being given to you by the Raspberry Pi. So all the multimedia aspects of this presentation, which are available on our website, you can download. So firstly, I have to remember to keep pointing this at this thing here, so if I go wrong. So we take a Raspberry Pi, put a few controllers, and then put it into this custom-made space command module. Very, very high-tech. You can see you've got some batteries, some control units, a Raspberry Pi, and we stick them together in this high-tech unit. And then we get a weather balloon. Don't worry, we'll tell you where to get the weather balloons from. So you get a weather balloon and you get some hydrogen and you put the two things together, and this is the customer even got raspberry gaffer tape. I mean, where we got that from, I mean, you'll need to know that. You know? So we put the two things together, and what you can then do is this. And I'll just escape out of this. So that's pictures. So stop that, and we'll go with Skype. So this is a $35 computer driving this. This is RaspberryJam that's driving this. We've also got OpenELEC on the other side. And we're going to go and look at our I've got a button that's sticking here. Sorry about this. Oh. Don't sweat on your kit. Right.
Yeah.
So, files.
It's insane.
And we sort of made this testimony to Dave and his crew. Video, Pie in the Sky, Raspberry Pi moonshot. Some of you don't realise that, you know, the capability built in. So, So as you can see, cut from the Thunderbirds, there's Dave waiting for the right moment to launch his Raspberry Pi. So you can see the camera unit down the bottom, the command unit here, farmer's gates, it wouldn't open. You know. The bars to entry to this project are immense. So, and I like the launch command here. Yes! Oh, go Dave! Go Dave! So, we got to go, and then we started getting these pictures back. We got it up to 47 kilometres. Let's just think about that. That's about 5 or 6 times higher than Mount Everest. We've analysed all of this. There's a lot of people looked at it. We've caught satellites. We've got images. I mean, the work to go in and we've got 20 minutes of this footage. It's all downloadable off the Raspberry Pi site. You see those little cocktail sticks that are sticking out? They're actually the whole. I'll let it go forward. So there's a real epic moment coming up now. Some of you might not have spotted the link.
75 feet. Looking good down ahead.
I did this because I downloaded the film of the first landing on the moon from the BBC and from the ITV live coverage, stored it on my Raspberry Pi, edited it on my Raspberry Pi, stitched it together on my Raspberry Pi, And what you're seeing is a multimedia movie made on the Raspberry Pi. We didn't land on the moon, so we've never took the last step.
You've got 3 more steps, so now one. Okay, I'm going to leave that 1 foot up there.
We didn't quite get it to the moon. We're going to leave it to the rest of the kids to get it to the moon. This is over the Vale of Oxford. So if you look around, you might see a bit of Didcot Power Station or whatever. We've got the Raspberry Pi falling from 47 kilometres and deploying its parachute, switching on its camera, so we've got a full record of the trip going up and down. What we want to do is to get these kits and to get the Raspberry Pis in the hands of kids in schools. That's what sorry, this is the recovery vehicle.
Oh, smell it.
That's Mum behind the video camera as well. It's a game for all the family.
Oh, that's got the easiest recovery ever.
Easiest recovery ever. They do this every weekend, don't they? What tremendous people. The point being is a serious one. How can you inspire 15, 16, 17, 18, 19-year-olds to get into science and technology, computer science and technology? We can get this kit and the instructions, and more importantly, what we're going to build is we're going to build the infrastructure to back the teachers up that they can do it. And for £1,000, we want this into every GCSE course in science and technology. Is your school going to go and try and get into space? And I think that proves the point that we can do this. Any questions? Hand over.
What I always like to try and do is not give people enough time to speak, so people then come and ask you questions afterwards.
Okay, well, I'm done. So if you want to talk,
quick question.
yeah.
You serious? You came back
Yes, you
Yeah.
can.
It went up.
to the field?
It was a different field. It looks the same. It's
not that good.
I mean, you know, I mean, we're imagining all sorts of things. These balloonists all get together and have balloon festivals in Switzerland, and 1,000 balloon goes off. Why can't we get 1,000 high schools and let's see who can get the highest and do all of that? And let's inspire people to do that. That's what
we do. We just put labels on them saying post it back to us
yeah.
for a prize.
It's being important. It's not how far it gets, it's how high it gets. And so you need to be able to track that and monitor it, and all the controls and how to do all of that we can build in using a Raspberry Pi. We can teach kids how to do it.
What was the kilometre distance then?
Oh, it came back within about 35 kilometres.
Rubbish, isn't it? I mean, our summer fate.
Talk to me later.
Our summer fate
My
was to
plan
go 500 kilometres.
is to give you lots of questions that you want to ask Adam afterwards, and then we can...
So, we're going to be down here, me and my co-pilot,
sorry.
Droid. Thank you very much.
Okay. So, while we get mic'd up, we're going to mic up Tom for our next talk. If you want to find out more about that, Adam Precious, he told me before, and I repeat again, he's on Twitter, at RaspBeRam, so R-A-S. Hi, Marcus.
So, you just need this plugged in, yeah?
I've decided I'm going to call somebody else the wrong name tonight. RaspBeRam, P-I-E-M-A-N. So, if you were following my tweets on Monday, you may have seen that I was at the University of Manchester, and I was working with a team up there on Monday who are doing some amazing stuff around a product they call PiFace. And I don't want to give too much away, because otherwise Tom will have nothing to talk about.
We have a
USB keyboard and mouse. So, I was walking through Old Street earlier today, and I kept seeing all these people with these fashionable bags.
No, it's all turned very chaotic, and I'm not very good stuff. But
something you might like to see. You don't have to record this. This is cool. You can have a bag with a wireless keyboard and a wireless mouse. And there's just enough space left for one of these things in there.
very good.
It was a 20p charity shop bargain. But there are other things you can do to make a Raspberry Pi mobile. And if you've not had a chance, have a look over here. We've got a little kit. Can I just dangle it for a minute while we get Tom set up? There, it even has a handle. Look at this. Okay.
Hey, brilliant.
Sarah Jane, have you seen this yet?
I'm going to stop.
No?
Because
Okay, so it's got a handle on it. It has a power supply. Is that a powered USB supply? It has a tiny little mobile keyboard.
Wireless keyboard.
Wireless keyboard with a little touchpad. Yeah. Oh, and it works as well. That's
just
even
get
better. I didn't expect it was going to work. Sorry, a little wireless keyboard. A solar panel on the top.
No, it's not solar.
Oh, this is a...
Reverse LCD.
Ah, okay. So you can... No, I'm joking. Okay, so it has a little screen. Now, you can't go out and just buy this in a shop. You have to collect a load of parts together. But there's a blog you can go on. Yeah?
Yeah.
If you go on... Oh, it says on here, skpang.co.uk. There's a blog on there. You can find out all about how to do all that. That is very, very nice. So, come and try it later on. Have a feel of that. Tom, are you ready yet?
Yes.
Okay, so I need to show you. So, Tom Preston. And on Twitter, you're at Tom Mark Preston.
Hello, I'm Thomas Preston. I'm from the University of Manchester. I'm studying computer systems engineer. I've just finished my third year and going into my fourth year come September. But until then, I'm working in the research department on a new project we call PiFace. But first, a little bit about what Manchester are doing. The School of Computer Science in Manchester are really trying to push awareness and encourage interest in computer science, particularly for children all throughout the UK. And they're doing this with various promotional events. One of the main ones they're doing is the Animations Festival, and where they get children to use programs like Scratch, which is a graphical programming application, to create animations and with other tools, all in this big competition where people win iPads and stuff like that. But with the Raspberry Pi up and coming, we decided we'd start to get involved with this, just because it's a massive project and we'll see if we can get kids involved with this in education. The only problem is, or what we found when learning about educating kids, is that they have very short attention spans. You show a child a Raspberry Pi and say program it in 5 minutes, they're just not interested anymore. So we need a way of getting them interested. We need a hook. We need something that sparks them interest straight away. And so we think we've created a way to do this, a very simple way of interfacing with devices, any device, without having to mess about with the GPIO pins or anything else. You can just straight away start talking to devices. We call it PiFace, which is an extension to the Raspberry Pi board. It just clips on the top. It's the same size, so it's a nice little form factor. And it has 8 inputs and 8 outputs, which you can connect to absolutely anything. Talk to very in a single line Python, Scratch, or C. Also on the board are some switches which are connected to the inputs, and some LEDs and some relays. So this completely isolates the board from anything else. So you can hook this up to literally any powered device. So some things we've had it hooked up to in the lab are a Scalextric set. So our job has literally just been creating games to race Scalextrics around. We've bought some arcade buttons online. They've got little lights inside them, so we've made whack-a-mole. And we've had a little robotic chicken that we've had moving about and reading out Twitter tweets. But this isn't just limited to this. There's absolutely all kinds you can connect this to. You can connect the board to pressure pads, so motion detectors, so you can build your own DIY alarm system in your house. Some other thoughts by lecturers, or one lecture that's going on in our lab at the moment is we've bought some door motors and a card reader, and someone's got the Raspberry Pi hooked up to the doors, enabling and not allowing certain people in and out of the lab. But it's actually happened with our project. It's allowing everyone to build these really simply build all these projects. A guy who was at a conference with us the other day said he doesn't know anything about computers, doesn't know anything about programming, but he knows a lot about cows. We were like, okay. Anyway, he's looking at using the Raspberry Pi and the Pi face to simply interface with his tracking mechanism for cows in Africa. So this can be hooked up to absolutely anything. My supervisor is interested in pyrotechnics, and he's going to use the Pi face to organise pyrotechnics display. So he's going to write a very simple Python program which talks to the board and set everything up. So not quite NASA, but maybe one day. So how do we actually talk to the Pi face? Over the last 6 weeks, I've been developing software libraries for Scratch, Python, and C, which allow you to get up and running, talking to the inputs and outputs within 3 lines of code. It's very simple, which is the aim, just that children can use it straight away. We've also developed an emulator, so that even if you don't have a Pi face, you can write Pi face programs and virtually emulate the whole process. Not only that, but you can control the Pi face using the emulator without writing any code whatsoever. And a few extra teaching libraries, because when we had teachers in the other day, they were, although it was easy to talk to the board, they didn't like how difficult it was to talk to the Twitter API, or even talk to the eSpeak libraries for speech synthesis. So we're developing libraries to make it easier for teachers to use the Pi face. And all this is available on a pre-made SD card. So you can just go to our website, download it, and get started with all this straight away. That's available now. I'll put links in the next slide. So that's about it from us, really. Now we're just looking for you guys to develop stuff for us. We've built the tools to talk to PiFace. Well, now we need projects for PiFace. So we need you to develop software to connect it up to trucks, or connect it up to Twitter, or do whatever you want. So yeah, please get involved and check out our websites. The top one is the main website. The one in bold is our blog, where you can go and order a PiFace. And the bottom one is our GitHub with all our code on. So if you want to contribute or see how we've done things, just go ahead and have a look. I'll give you a quick demo. I was going to give you a demo with a Twitter chicken, but due to a signed NDA agreement this afternoon, I'm no longer allowed to give that.
Well done.
Legal stuff.
But I can show you some LEDs flashing.
Did you say you weren't allowed to mention it as well?
Well, I can show you some...
Somebody needs to explain what NDA means.
Non-disclosure agreement.
It means you're allowed to speak about something.
Oh well.
You can't disclose.
Like a super injunction.
Just a bit like that.
Not quite.
Alright, so this is the PiFace attached to my Raspberry Pi. And to get started with interacting with it, we just go straight into Python. Are there any Python programmers?
Yeah, one at the back.
Oh, okay. Python's an interpreted language, so you type things into it and it does things back. So if I say print hello,
Throws it back at you.
Python will print hello. So if we import and then initialize our library. This keyboard is hard to use.
Several thousand people get up and start plugging things in for him.
Actually, hang on.
Now, just mention at the Monday event in Manchester, I was such a roundabout where that camera is, I recorded everything over Tom's shoulder, which I can upload to YouTube later on.
There we go. the LEDs on. But that's also 10 pin one on, which could be connected to a scale-electric set or a door or whatever else. But that was a long-winded way of saying it works in a few
Brilliant.
So, if you want to find out more about this, there's lots of people you can in the team. But Tom on Twitter is at @TomMarkPreston. Okay.
I'll try and post links.
You can pause or stop if you want the video from now.
Okay.
So we're getting